Gavin, good memories against the Gauchos from last year?
Yeah, I got a few of them. Obviously the wins, but the home run might be up there.
Up there where, in terms of moments you've had in your baseball career?
I would have to say top three for sure. I think I was just talking to Tanner Smith about this yesterday, and he asked me how that last home run felt yesterday, and I think that one meant more to me. Obviously, the home run against Santa Barbara last year obviously was a walk-off, so that meant a lot too. But just getting the team ahead in that case yesterday meant a lot too.
Get the infield single earlier in the game before the big home run. Is that kind of like a slump-busting moment where you can kind of just beat one out?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. That's just how baseball goes. You're going to get, I had a few lineouts. I had a tough day on Friday with 2 strikeouts, but you'll line out the next day a couple times, but, it's baseball and you're going to get one to fall eventually.
What have you seen from the UCSB staff on film?
They're always good. Coach Checketts was here a couple years ago, and he's a great coach, so they're always a good staff and a good club.
Coach Wall said biggest uncertainty would be the young pitching staff. Looking back at the weekend now, what did you see out of them and what they showed in their first weekend?
A lot of poise and confidence. You see, with everyone, even older guys in the first game, a little nerves or, uncertainty, but they came out and they did their thing and they played with a lot of confidence.
Never easy to replace the highest drafted college shortstop this season. What'd you learn watching Josh last year, and what went into doing work as a shortstop this season?
I think a lot of it was his work ethic. He might have been one of the hardest workers I've ever seen in my life, and that's no discredit to anyone else I've ever played with, but he has something to him that I've never seen anyone else have. And so that just pushed me to be kind of a harder worker. I wouldn't like to compare myself to him because, Josh is Josh Kastovich and I'm Gavin Grant. But I take a lot from him with the work ethic.
On your non-game days, how much do you dive into the analytical side of Oregon baseball, and for you specifically?
Quite a bit. I like to, if I'm feeling good, I'll look into it. If I'm not, I just kind of like to stay away. When I'm not at the field, I try not to think about baseball as much as I can, just because baseball is such a mentally taxing game that the more you think about it away from the field, the more it's going to hinder you.
What are those breaks for you like? How do you get away from baseball?
I think a lot of it's just hanging out with the guys on the team. I'm still at the field. We got a pool table now this year, so we're there, more than we should be, I guess. But I would say that's one of the big things, or just having guys over at the house and just hanging out.
Who's the best pool player on the team?
I would say Owen Diodati's up there. Tanner Smith had about 100 games played in the first 6 days we got it, so he's pretty good too. So I'd say it's between those two.
How about the worst?
Oh, gosh.
Call them out.
I've seen some... Man, I can't even think. I would probably say 2 of our freshmen infielders, Jack Brooks and Drew Smith. I wouldn't say they're the worst, but they're the worst I've seen. So I guess you could call it that.
The analytics of the game, is it more about repetitions, or is it more of a work ethic and focus thing?
I would say repetitions. So it just kind of goes into everything.
How would you describe your defensive style? What are your strengths and weaknesses?
I like to think mostly as a leader from shortstop position, but from the fielding aspect, I'd say my glove is up there with anyone I could think of. I think my footwork can get a little bit better. I think my feet save me a lot of times and can hurt me a lot of times too, like I had on Saturday. I think I just got sloppy with my feet on my air. And my arm isn't a Josh Kastovich, but it plays.
Speaking of staying mentally ready, Coach Waz said there's a possibility this game isn't played at UCSB. How do you kind of stay focused, stay ready for any possibility in terms of where this series is going to be played?
Yeah, I don't think it matters where exactly you play. Santa Barbara's a nice place to play. It's a great city there, but I think it's all about who we play and how we play.